Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 519th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and this has got a potential to be an absolute classic battle with a really close ending. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Mars, who's bought the Pontus faction. Now Mars has got 12 pikes, 2 chariot archers, 3 heavy chariots, and a cavalry unit. Okay, unusual to see Mars take the Pontus faction here. And we have a look at the chariot archers, the Pontus chariot archers. You can see there's 2 bowmen in each of the chariots there. Okay, and using in Canterbury Circle, they can be quite devastating. Then we move on to the heavy chariots. Now these got a massive attack specification and a massive fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops and destabilizing them and making them more susceptible to routing. But of course, as we've seen in other battle videos, if these chariots run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, as they kill both friend and foe alike. And they seem to be stronger in amok mode than they do in normal mode for some reason. Just like to draw your attention over here, can you see the blue line of Mars's setup area? And if you notice there, can you see he stretched a chariot unit all the way along that blue line there? Very unusual to see. Just thought you might find that quite interesting there. So there you go, there's his Pontus army. Looks quite effective to me, and it'll be interesting to see how well he does with it during the course of the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2 has got 2 archers, 3 Vellet gladiators, 9 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so he's got a bit of diversity in his army there. Now just like to draw your attention here to have a look at his Eagle unit. Okay, and he's got an infantry general, so there's a lot of morale there going on for his infantry there with the Eagle unit and the general morale bonus as well. And here are some units that you very rarely see on a 31k battlefield, and that is the Vellet gladiators. Okay, they're only light infantry, and you very rarely see them on a 31k battlefield. And there's a close-up of them there if you haven't seen them before. They're quite tough actually for light infantry, as you will see during the course of the battle. Quick look at his upgrades on his cavalry. Okay, he always brings serious cavalry. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on Man 2's cavalry. So I think that's quite an interesting army build there, and it'll be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought his very old Roman army of 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so I just got 12 infantry, 6 cavalry in my army. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman, who's bought the Carthage faction, his faction of choice, and he's got 12 Sacred Band spearmen, 4 slingers and 4 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his Sacred Band spearmen. 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, these Sacred Band spearmen, as we know, are very tough, and you put that type of upgrade on them and that kind of makes them really tough. Be interesting to see how well they do. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And he's got 7 upgrades and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So there's our team there. It's a pretty good team. It's going to be a great battle for you to watch. And here is the other team and the host of the battle here, Brotherhood member Crypto, who's bought the Seleucid faction. Now Crypto has got 4 Silver Shield Legionnaires, 10 Silver Shield Pikes and 6 Cataphracts there. As you can see, the Silver Shield Legionnaires got great defense and are ideal to use Pilot Shield units in front of his spear unit, his pike units there. Quick look at the upgrades on his Cataphracts, and he has got just 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack on his Cataphracts there. Okay, so that's an interesting Seleucid army there. As I say, putting the Legionnaires out the front as like Pilot Shield units is a good idea because they got a really good defense, but he's got no archers. You notice he's got no archers there. Remember, those big 120-man units are extremely susceptible to archer damage, so to bring no archers there, that may be a problem later on in the battle. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member 8-Ball, who's bought the Macedon faction. Now 8-Ball has got 14 pikes, 3 cavalry and 3 archers. Okay, 14 pikes, 3 cavalry, 3 archers. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Okay, he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry. That's an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And let's have a quick look at the his formation here. Can you see that he's got just gold shield, gold attack on the forward units of his battle formation? Move back to the secondary line and you can see that he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And then on his third battle line, can you see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack there. So he's got staggered upgrades throughout his battle formation there. Of course, his less upgraded units will make first contact with the enemy, take the pillars, and hopefully they'll tire the enemy out. So when the enemy troops fight through to the second and third battle line there, they will meet the more upgraded and elite troops there. So that's a good staggered upgraded formation there. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now, Pompey's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Remember, the reason that is the bog standard 31k Roman army is because it's so effective and so efficient. Okay, their next teammate, their last teammate is Brotherhood member Viriato. Now, Viriato has got 12 infantry, 2 archers and 6 cavalry. Okay, so that looks pretty good, balanced army there. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and as you can see, he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. Okay, just got a question for you here before we actually start the battle. Do you think that either team has got a faction advantage? Okay, the enemy team has got the Seleucids there. They've got Macedon, Rome, and Rome. Okay, so that's the enemy team. We've got Pontus, we've got Rome, and Carthage. Okay, so do you think either team has got a faction advantage, or do you think it's pretty even? It should be a great close battle for you to watch. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see Pompey using his aggressive credentials right from the beginning of the battle here to move forward to attack Mantu's Bruttiate army here. Just want to show you something here. Can you see that Mantu are using his Roman archers as additional pilot shield units? He's taking the skirmish mode off of those archers there with a view to try and soak up some enemy pilots. Now, whether Pompey will throw his pilots into those Roman infantry, or whether he'll attack them, sorry, the Roman archers, or whether he'll attack them with his infantry here rather than waste his pilots on those Roman archers. As you can see here, looks like he's attacking those Roman archers with his infantry rather than wasting pilots on them there. So that's a nice tactical move there by Pompey there. As I say, take out those Roman archers instead of with his infantry, instead of wasting pilots on them. Meanwhile, over here on our right flank, you can see that 8 Balls Macedonian companion cavalry there are chasing down Mars' archer units there. Okay, I think Mars' archer units there were a little bit exposed there, as you can see, as a result of those Macedonian cavalry taking them out there. So they were very, very much exposed there. You can see Mars going to try and charge his cavalry unit into the Macedonian archers there, but then decided not to, pull them back there as they got the enemy cavalry and that pike unit there to block him. Okay, now you can see here Mars moving his Pontus faction very aggressively forward here towards the enemy Seleucids. Okay, now with Pontus, people usually go defensive, so to see Mars being aggressive here, looking to do a flanking attack maybe on the Seleucid general. Okay, now don't forget those legionnaires at the front of Crypto's formation will be throwing pilots into Mars' Pontus troops there. But obviously here Mars has decided to be very aggressive here with his Pontus pikemen. As I say, unusual to see Pontus used in such an aggressive way. Usually people tend to be a bit defensive with Pontus. So as you can see, as said there, it's nice to see Pontus being used in an aggressive way here. So well done to Mars. But those archers of 8 Balls there, those Cretan archers there, could cause him a lot of damage there. Maybe that's what he's thinking. He lost his archers there, and he may well be thinking, right, he doesn't want to be stood around getting shot to pieces by enemy archers, so he prefers to attack here. But if you notice here, he is a little bit isolated from our team. As I say, those Silver Shield Legionnaires will be throwing pilots into those Pontus pikemen there. But as I said here, you can see Mars is a little bit isolated from the rest of his teammates. And it would be interesting to see if the enemy team are going to try and do anything about that. But as I say, nice to see Pontus used in an aggressive attacking manner there. Now I think Mars was thinking about doing a bit more of a flanking action there, maybe taking some units around the flank, but I think the Seleucid enemy general there spotted that right. You can see that the Cretan archers are shooting into our Pontus ally, but it wouldn't surprise me if 8-Ball took his Cretan archers further on round there to maybe get a better flank shot or even a rear shot on the Pontus pikemen. As I say there, the Seleucid general there has blocked Mars from doing a flanking action there by bringing those 2 pike units over there, so that was a nice tactical move there by the Seleucid general. As you can see here, Pompey still attacking Mantu's Brutii infantry with his own infantry, and over here on our left flank you can see not a lot going on there with Viriato and my army just kind of facing each other at the moment. But as we've seen in other battle videos, sometimes a quiet part of the battlefield can all of a sudden explode. Just to let you know that our Carthage ally here, I think the battle plan was for him to take on Macedon. Okay, but of course during the course of the battle sometimes things have to change and battle plans have to change as well. Okay, but as I say, over here on our right flank, Mars being very aggressive with his Pontus army there. As I say, attacking the enemy Seleucid army there. Okay, I can see some enemy Julii troops being brought over here to the right flank as well, and they'll have a lot of pilots to throw into Mars' pikemen there. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if 8-Ball took his archers on for. There you go, look, you can take his archers round further there, look, to get a more advantageous angle on the Pontus pikemen there. Obviously, he likes to try and get in behind them if he could, because of course in the RTW the rear of any unit is the most weakest part. So as I say here, you can see those Seleucid legionnaires there fighting the Pontus pikemen there, and you can see some of the Seleucid pikemen moving forward as well. But the main danger I think here for Mars is this enemy Julii infantry here. Make no mistake, we'll be throwing loads of pilots into his units here. So it wouldn't surprise me if Mars altered his battle formation there to face the threat of those Julii infantry. Okay, but make no mistake, as I say, you can see them throwing the pilots into the Pontus pikemen. Remember, these big 120-man units are extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage, so he will be losing a lot of men there. As I say, he's still a little bit isolated there from the rest of our team. Okay, and as I say, here you can see the Macedonians moving down towards him as well. Right, okay, so over here on our left flank, can you see that I'm moving my SBQR troops away from that left flank over towards the right flank here, because it looks to me like there's a lot of enemy troops massing on that right flank and we may well need assistance there over on that right flank. So I'm bringing my SBQR troops closer to that flank, and I think Barclay Man here may well have to maybe engage the enemy Scipii troops there while I take my SBQR troops over to this right flank, because as it stands at the moment I think things are looking a little bit should we say delicate here on our right flank. There you go, see 8-Ball's brought his archers round behind our Pontus ally there. Okay, so he's going to be causing a lot of casualties to our Pontus ally. As I say, those big 120-man units extremely susceptible to archer damage or any kind of missile damage there. Also, I think they've been concentrating on the Pontus general as well, if I remember correctly, in this battle. There you can see, let's just pause the game for a second here. Can you see the Pontus general from 121 men is now down to 53. Can you see all the dead there? So the enemy archers have been concentrating on the Pontus general. They're trying to take the Pontus general out. Remember, Pontus hasn't got very good morale. Take its general out, more susceptible to routing. You can see that enemy Julii infantry attacking our Pontus allies pikemen. You can see the Seleucid pikemen and legionnaires really pushing in on Pontus, his army there. And as I say, the Macedonians here, completely intact army there, stood there very menacingly, and we don't know which direction that Macedonian general is going to go with that massive army. And of course, I think Viriato's army as well is basically completely intact, cavalry and infantry as well. So as I say, we're not sure where those two armies are going to attack. But meanwhile, over here on our right flank, I think we need to be very careful here, because as I say, our Pontus ally has got a little bit isolated. And it wouldn't surprise me if that Macedonian cavalry went for the Pontus general. There you go, can you see the Macedonian cavalry going in and bang as they smash into that general. They may well go on past him and try and smash into the rear of other Pontus units there. But really what they would like to do is take out that Pontus general if they could. You can see the Seleucid general throwing a pike unit forward there. once again trying to target the Pontus general. They know that Pontus morale is not very good, and if they can take the general out there, lowering the morale even more, then our right flank could break. Oh dear, bad news for us. Can you see that the Pontus units on the right flank have both been routed there? They're holding up that Julii infantry, plus the Pontus general has just been routed as well. And make no mistake now, the enemy will look to roll up our Pontus ally from right to left. Okay, so this is bad news for us. For all intents and purposes, it looks like our right flank may well have been broken here by a concerted enemy attack. Okay, make no mistake, you can see the Seleucids pushing in on our Pontus ally as well, and that Julii infantry and cavalry could roll us up there from right to left. Okay, can you see here, our allies are going to move forward there. Our Carthage allies, maybe Brutio allies, are going to move forward there to try and shore up our right flank. But as it stands at the moment, as you can see, our right flank looks like it's been broken, and it looks like they could roll us up from right to left. If you notice here, Mars is now altering his battle formation there. He's going to try and shore up our right flank, but look at those enemy Julii troops moving in there. You can see Mantu's got one of his Brutio units over there. Okay, that's our Pontus allies general has just been taken out. Okay, his unit was routed, but he has now just been taken out there, and you can see that Julii infantry moving in there. You can see Barclay man there has brought a line of Carthage Sacred Band troops out there, and if you notice, I'm moving my SBQR infantry over to this right flank as well, as I can see that we need as much help as we can get on our right flank here to try and shore it up, or make no mistake, they will roll us up from right to left here. Okay, you can see Pompey really pushing forward with his Julii infantry. Remember, Pompey is one of the most aggressive attacking players in the Brotherhood, and that move there doesn't surprise me at all, trying to push forward there into our Pontus ally. Okay, but as you can see, I've brought my SBQR infantry over here, and you can see that Barclay man's brought his a line of spearmen over here as well. Okay, you can see I think the Macedon general is doing a good move here, moving his archers and cavalry out the way there, because he could see the Carthage cavalry coming round here, which would be looking to take out his archers if they get a chance. Okay, plus you've got Mars's Cappadocian cavalry unit there as well, and you can see the Carthage cavalry look like we're going to charge in there, and then Barclay man decided to pull them back, but he's moved a line of his spearmen forward there. Can you see he's got a line of his Sacred Band spearmen there? So we've managed to shore up our right flank a little bit here by taking over reinforcements. As you can see, I've got my entire SBQR army there. Let's just pause the game for a second. Now you can see a lot of enemy cavalry here, well upgraded cavalry, the Cataphracts and the Julii cavalry. Now, if they come round here to the right flank, maybe set up there, they could smash in to the flank of my SBQR infantry. Can you see that? So if they come round to here, they could well do that and charge into the flank. We've got, as I say, a line of Sacred Band spearmen there facing the enemy Julii and Macedonians, but the Macedonian army, enemy Macedonian army, has got close as well. And as I say, I've got my SBQR army there trying to help hold on the left flank. Now you can see Barclay man here moving his Carthage Sacred Band troops over here as well. He looks to me like he's going to be facing the enemy Scipio troops. And as you can see, Mantu's got his Brutio cavalry with their 8 upgrades on each, locked and loaded, ready to charge in to the Scipio infantry if they engage our Carthage ally. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. But as I say, on this flank you can see the enemy have got a lot of well upgraded cavalry that they could bring into the fray, plus this whole Macedonian pike army here has moved over here as well. Now we know the Macedonians head on can be a formidable army, and that's what 8 Ball has brought over here, all his Macedonians. I can see Mantu has moved his Velet unit. Remember we looked at the Velet gladiators earlier. He's got them out on the right flank. It'll be interesting to see how well they do in a pitch battle. Okay, they're only light infantry, but it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle here. And I got a feeling they're going to be really needed here on this right flank. Look at that enemy cavalry moving around to our right flank. Remember what we said earlier? Were the enemy cavalry going to move around to this right flank? It wouldn't surprise me if they moved infantry round as well, and maybe did an infantry and cavalry combined attack here on our right flank. I think Mantu needs to bring those Velet gladiators back over here, maybe to the to the right side of my battle formation. If you notice, I've got my cavalry locked and loaded. I've seen that enemy cavalry move around, plus we've got the Carthage Sacred Band cavalry there as well. But look at that enemy cavalry. As I say, it wouldn't surprise me if the Julii general brought infantry around there as well for a combination infantry and cavalry attack. Okay, so what's going to happen here on the right flank could prove pivotal and decisive to the outcome of this battle. Okay, you can see all the Seleucid cataphracts cavalry, the tanks of the ancient world, plus all this Julii cavalry, plus that Julii infantry as well moving in. So as I say, what happens here on the right flank now, as I said, could prove decisive and pivotal to the outcome of the battle. Okay, 12 lots of cavalry plus that infantry there, ready to charge into the flank of my SBQR infantry. Okay, so just watch out here, because I think this could be a real flashpoint for the battle. As I say, I've got my cavalry locked and loaded, and we've got the Carthage Sacred Band cavalry there ready to charge in if we can. Over here you can see a lot of the enemy Scipii troops here starting to move forward towards our Carthage ally with a view to take them out. But if you notice there, can you see Mantu's cavalry with their 8 upgrades on each behind the enemy Scipii cavalry? But here, at this moment of the battle, this is the most important part of the battlefield here, because if they do a combination infantry and cavalry attack here, smash into the flank of my SBQR infantry, then I think that as I say, this could prove absolutely pivotal and decisive to the outcome of the battle here. And you can see the enemy sorting themselves out here, getting themselves organised, rallying their troops, and here they come. You can see the Julii infantry moving forward. Right, you can see I've turned units to face the threat, plus we've got those Velic gladiators of Mantu in amongst my infantry as well. Make no mistake, I've got my infantry, the rest of my infantry ready to throw in if needed. As you can see, I've got my cavalry locked and loaded. We've got our companion cavalry there ready to counter this massive attack going to come in on our right flank. Plus you can see the Macedonians moving forward onto our Carthage ally. Okay, and I think at the moment our Pontus ally Mars has got 1 infantry unit left. That's all he's got left, that 1 pike unit left. The rest of all his infantry have been taken out. So that's all the infantry that he's got left there. Okay, so as I say here, I'd just like to draw your attention here to these chariots. Okay, see Mars's size chariots. You've got 3 heavy chariots there. I just want to draw your attention to them, as they may well have an impact in the battle a little bit later on. Okay, but as I say here, you can see the enemy here. Make no mistake, with Pompey and Crypto here, they're going to not hang around here, they're going to attack. You can see that Seleucid cavalry moving forward, and you can see that Julii cavalry coming forward, and you can see the Julii infantry being the cutting edge of the attack first. Okay, here comes that Seleucid cavalry, and bang, as the first units go in, and then more units come in, and bang, as they smash in. See, I'm counter-attacking with my SBQR cavalry, and bang, as they smash into the enemy cavalry. Look at that massive attack there coming in on our right flank. Enemy Julii infantry, enemy Julii cavalry, Seleucid cataphract cavalry smashing in there as well. Okay, you can see here that Barclay Man's going to charge his Sacred Band cavalry in there as well into the fray. But look at this massive attack on us. Make no mistake, those Seleucid cataphracts will be alt-attacked to use their effective against armour maces. Don't forget those Velic gladiators are in there somewhere, in amongst my cavalry and infantry there, fighting really well against those cataphracts. But what a massive attack. And then you've got Macedonian pikemen coming in behind as well. Make no mistake, I'm going to be throwing loads of pilers into that attacking force, and I've been bringing more infantry into the fray there to try and hang on to our right flank there. You can see more Julii infantry coming in there as well. So make no mistake here, this could be a decisive and pivotal part of the battlefield here. Okay, you can see the Sacred Band cavalry charging around, bang, as they smash in there, but they're being countered by enemy Julii infantry and cavalry, plus those Macedonian pikemen there as well. As you can see, I've sent a lot of my SBQR infantry into the fray as well. What's amazing is those Velic gladiators are right in the middle of the fray there, and they're still fighting well against those enemy cavalry. There's one unit right over there, look, 15 left in that unit. And as I say, it's difficult for you to see them in amongst the fray there amongst my cavalry and infantry, but those Velic gladiators are still fighting really well there against a massive cavalry and infantry attack there. There you can see one of the Velic gladiators there. Defeat is a distinct possibility, but don't think negative, think positive there, Velic Gladiator. Right, as you can see here, a lot of pressure being pushed in onto our flank. I've left my cavalry in the melee there for a long time on alt attacks, and they're going to be using their heavy swords against that enemy cavalry and infantry there. I'm not going to pull my cavalry back yet. I think they need to be in there with my infantry trying to hold that right flank. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. Right, now do you remember I showed you those Pontus chariots here? Now this is an extremely well-timed chariot attack here. See, frightened by enemy chariots. See, frightened by chariots. Frightened by chariots. So the morale of enemy troops are dropping like a stone with these chariots coming in. This is a really nicely well-timed chariot charge here by Mars. He had them back in reserve all the time, ready to charge in. As I say here, you can see our allies Brutii troops with my SBQR troops here fighting the enemy cavalry and infantry. I think we've routed most of the Seleucid cavalry there, which is good news for us. But as you can see, some Macedonian pike units have got round there. Those pike units are still ready to be pushed into the fray. And meanwhile, over here on our left flank, I think Barclayman is holding extremely well against a massive attack here by the enemy Scipii infantry and cavalry. Look at that cavalry charge there, trying to take out the forward units of Barclayman there, and you can see Man 2 has got his cavalry in behind the enemy troops here, looking to take out those archers that have been shooting into us mercilessly all the way through the battle there. So that's a nice tactical move there. Plus Mars has got a chariot archer unit here that's been targeting the rear of the enemy Scipii troops, and my guess is he's probably been targeting the general. Let's have a look. Yep, the general's been reduced to 60 men, look, from 82. Okay, so that chariot archer unit has been targeting the Scipii general there, probably hoping that a stray arrow might have been able to take out the Scipii general there, but he hasn't been able to do that yet, but he has caused a lot of casualties to that unit. Okay, meanwhile over here on our right flank, as I say, this is a really well-timed chariot charge here from Mars, with that massive fear factor and massive aggressive specifications, and bang as they charge in there. You can see, unfortunately, the charge was slightly blunted by the enemy Julii cavalry that were there, but look at the units that he's routed with that chariot charge there. That was a nice chariot charge there by Mars. As I say, he held them back, and well-timed charge there has caused a lot of enemy units to rout. Look at he's charging them in again. Bang as they charge in there, routing a lot of enemy Julii infantry on impact. Okay, remember, it's not just the massive attacking specifications they got, but it's the actual fear factor they bring as well. Now I've noticed here, you see a lot of enemy units routed from those chariot attacks. Really well timed chariot attack. I think that could have been a turning point of the battle, possibly. Okay, you can see here that Pompey has exposed his general. Okay, now we're not going to turn up a chance here to take out Pompey's general there. Can you see I'm charging in what's left of my battle damaged cavalry into that Julii unit, plus I'm going to turn some of my SBQR units to face that Julii unit as well. We're going to take out Pompey's general. Remember, it's not a very good idea to expose your general to attack because you need the morale bonus. And you can see there that Pompey's general really is exposed. You can see those Velic gladiators still fighting. So it goes to show that they're probably tougher units than what they look. Okay, you can see Man 2's Brutii units there in with my SBQR units. But the main thing is here, we want to take out the Julii general if we can. Meanwhile, on our left flank here, as I say, Barclayman I think has been holding very well against the enemy Scipii troops, but you can see that several of his units are starting to rout now under the pressure of those Scipii attacks. Okay, but as I say, over here you can see Man 2's cavalry there has killed off all those Macedonian Cretan archers there, so that was a good move by him. As I say, those archers have been shooting into us for ages. Now he's got his cavalry to smash into the rear of engaged enemy troops, or maybe even to smash into that enemy Scipii troops over on the other flank. Okay, so as I say here, this is what we want to do. We want to take out that enemy Julii general if we can. Make no mistake there, we're hitting him with cavalry and infantry, and we've managed to rout the Julii general there. So straight away we've taken the morale bonus away from the Julii team there by taking out his general. Okay, so that was a good move for us. I think we've just killed him there. Remember, never expose your general if you can help it to a big attack like that, because as I say, that's a big unit for you to lose, because that's giving your troops a morale bonus and keeping them fighting longer there. Okay, So, let's say here, I think we've managed to shore up our right flank here, which looked like a definite bad thing that was going to happen to us here. Right, you can see that Scipio cavalry charging, and bang, as he charges into the rear of our Carthage ally there, looking to kill the Carthage general there, I think, from the way that cavalry looked like it was heading in. And here's a nice cavalry attack from Man 2. He's got behind the enemy Scipio infantry there, and bang, as he charges through, probably looking to take out the Scipio general, which he's done. And now he's going to charge into the rear of the engaged enemy Scipio infantry. Nice hit there. Remember, Man 2's cavalry's got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience strikes, gold shield, gold attack. You can see the enemy Scipio cavalry charging back in to counter attack there, and bang, as they go in there. So once again, over on our left flank here, this is another massive part of the battlefield. Whoever can win there, it could almost be pivotal to the battle as well. You can see Man 2 taking some of his infantry units over, but look at these run-amok Pontus chariots here. Okay, make no mistake, they're going to be killing a lot of our troops there, because unfortunately they've run amok on our side of the battlefield here, and so we'll be killing a lot of our troops. As you can see here, I'm engaging the Macedonians with my troops there. What I want to do is get units up behind those Macedonian pikemen if I can. I might pin and hold them with some units. I've got some very battle-damaged cavalry left here that I'll be trying to look to use the best way that I can. But as I say, I need to get infantry units up behind these Macedonian pikemen here. I don't really want to face them head on if I can help it. But as I say, these run-amok chariots, see their banners flashing red, which means they've run amok. And make no mistake there, they will be killing a lot of our teammates there. Look how they're chopping down our Brutii allies' infantry there. As I say, bringing chariots is a very double-edged sword. They can be battle-winning troops, but also if they run amok, they can become a menace, charging into both friend and foe alike. Okay, so as I say, here on our left flank, you can see a lot of enemy Seleucid, Macedonians, and enemy Scipio troops there fighting our allies. As I say here, I'm trying to get my infantry up behind those Macedonian units there. If I can get in behind them. I've got 3 units that are a bit isolated here. Look, they're being hit by Macedonian and Julii infantry from all sides here. So it wouldn't surprise me if I've unfortunately lost those units there, with those Macedonian pikemen and Julii infantry coming in on me as well. Okay, now I notice that there's a few rallied Julii infantry units coming back into the fray here. Can you see there? Charging into the rear of one of my units. So what I want to try and do here is trying to hold up as many enemy Julii and Macedonian units over here as I can, hopefully allow my allies to maybe win on the other flank and come over and help me here. Okay, that's the tactic I want to do, just trying to hold up as many enemy units over here as I can. As I say, remember, we are Carthage and Brutii over on this flank. Okay, so Carthage and Brutii is us, anything else is enemy troops. So the Macedonians, the Seleucid and the Scipio troops are all enemy there on that flank. Okay, and I think Man 2 and Barclayman have done extremely well on that flank there. As I say here, you can see I'm moving my SBQR troops around, trying to get in behind enemy units here, trying to get into a better angle to attack here. But as I say, you can see a lot of enemy Julii troops have rallied and come back into the fray. You can see a lot of Macedonian troops there as well. Okay, another Julii units come back in. Look, has rallied and come back into the fray as well here. So as I say, things not looking very good here. You can see I'm attacking the rear of that Macedonian unit there with my general unit. But as I say, remember that the Seleucids, the Macedonians and Julii here are the enemy team, and of course Scipii as well. Nice cavalry attack there by Man 2. His cavalry, bang, as he charged in. Remember, his cavalry have got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. But say you can see some Macedonian units and Scipio units here still fighting our Carthage ally as well. Alright, let's just pause the game for a second. Make no mistake here, Barclayman's slingers have been shooting into the enemy all game. Okay, all the way through the battle, they're going to be causing loads of casualties to the enemy team here with those slingshots. So I think he's going to get some good kills. You can see a lot of my SBQR units are beginning to rout now against the pressure of these Macedonian and rallied Julii units that have come back into the fray. Okay, So things not looking very good for my units. I think I've only got 3, maybe 4 battle damaged units left there against that Juliite infantry and those Macedonians. Okay. So, as I say, you can see some Juliite infantry looking to move behind my general unit there as well. That's a nice move there by the Juliite general, trying to get in behind my general unit there. But you can see here, I'm trying to be very aggressive with my SBQR units. I want to try and hold up the enemy force as much as I can, because I'm hoping my allies here will be able to take out, which they've done. They've taken out most of the Macedonians, and I think they've taken out all the Scipiote infantry there. And now, hopefully, pause the game for a second here. So look, Barclay man got 21 men in that unit, 32 men in that unit, and 15 men in his general unit. And hopefully he'll bring those battle damage units over to help me out there. You've got some of Mantu's cavalry left, 6 men in that, and I think one unit had 4 men in, so his cavalry are extremely battle depleted, yet he's still got a Velic gladiator unit left, look, with 9 men in. Still got that unit left, but look at the enemy numbers, the Juliite and the Macedonians here. Some of the Macedonian pike units have rallied and come back into the fray as well. So as you can see here, my SBQR army, I'm trying to do the best I can against these enemy numbers, and I'm just hoping my allies will be able to get some reinforcements over to me as soon as they can. As I say, Mantu's well upgraded cavalry charging at the right time could prove decisive here. You can see a lot of those Macedonian units and Juliite units closing in on my SBQR units here. As I say, I want to try and hold these units here, hold and pin them, maybe allowing my allies to charge it. Right, see those slingers being charged in, alt-attack charging. See Mantu's Brutii cavalry charging, and bang as they smash in there. And some Carthage Sacred Band cavalry, bang as they charge in there as well. Plus I'm pressing my infantry forward as well in a combined attack there. And with that one massive attack there by all of the units that we've got left, it looks like we've managed to rout the other team there, and it looks like our team's gone on to win the battle there. But as you can see there, we've only got extremely battle damaged units left there in this real battle of attrition. See, Barclay have 47 men, I think that's quite good. 55 men in that, 32 men in that one, 14 men in that one, and 21 men in that one. So I don't think that's too bad. Look at my unit, I've got 43 men in my general unit, 9 men in that unit, and I've got 1 other unit left and 8 men left in that unit. So that just goes to show how much of a battle of attrition this really was there. And you can see the dead. Look at Mantu's cavalry units, 5 men in that unit, 6 men in that unit, 4 men in that unit, 6 men in that unit. What's he got left in there? 6 Velic gladiators there, and 5 cavalry in that unit. So that goes to show how poor, how bad the casualties were for us there. But we've managed just to scrape in a win there, I think. As you can see, it was quite a spread out battle in a way. You can remember over here on this left flank where Viriato was attacking Barclay man here. And we have Mantu's infantry and cavalry over here as well. You can just see the piles of dead. And then the dead stretch right the way across the front of the battlefield here, over to the right flank and right centre here, where I think this could well have been a pivotal part of the battle. And I think that chariot charge really was maybe a turning point in the battle here. But look at the cavalry dead in that particular position there. And that's where that massive cavalry and infantry charged into us on that right flank, and could well have rolled us up there from right to left. But somehow we managed to turn the battle round there. And I think once again this is another battle that we may well have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. I really do think that in this particular part of the battle here. And I can see Mantu's general unit left there. I mean, he's got 5 men left in his general unit there, so he did well to keep his general alive. Remember, that general would always be giving a morale bonus to our troops there, so he did well in keeping that general out of the fray as much as he could. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Really well played, guys. Some great moves, great attacking moves, great defensive moves, and you can see it was a close victory, as we thought it would be when we looked at the units that were left. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Man 2, 1,790. Nice use of his cavalry and infantry and those velets. I'd like to have seen how good the velets did. And Barclayman did extremely well with his sacred band, and well done to Mars with Pontus as well. Got some good kills, so really well done, guys. I think you got the 3 highest kills in the game. Well done to Brotherhood member Crypto, got some good kills with Seleucid there, so well done to him. That was a great attacking move there on that right flank. Well done to 8-Ball, did well with his Macedonian army there, got some good kills as well. Well done to Pompey, being his usual aggressive self there with his Julio army there, got some good kills. And well done to Viriato, possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he was facing Carthage over on that left flank. So really well played, guys, some great aggressive moves there by you. That small Roman army of mine didn't do too bad. Kills not too bad there. Not brilliant, but not too bad. Well done to Barclayman there with his Sacred Band units. Did extremely well there. Well done to Mantu, as I say, highest kills in the game. Really good support all over the battlefield. And well done to Mars with that aggressive attack right at the beginning of the battle. So really well played to everybody in the game. And what I liked about this battle was the diversity. Like Rome, Carthage, Rome and Pontus in our team. And you got Seleucid, Macedon, Rome and Rome in the other team. A really good diverse battle. And I'd just like to say, if there's any ex-RTW players that like watching our battles, as you can see, we still have really great battles on Rome Total War. So if you'd like to come in on a Friday or Saturday night, it would be nice to see you back on Rome Total War. And maybe some people watch our battles has never played it before, but I think you could enjoy this game if you just give it a chance. Okay, this is Spartan Commander. So I hope you enjoyed this close battle. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.